Hey guys, welcome back. This week I'm super excited to show you how to get this amazing orange copper smoky eye in these fabulous braids. I asked one of my friends to come be one of my models so I could show you how to get this look. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is prep the skin. I used Makeup Forever's HD Color Correcting Primer. Then I used a damp beauty blender and blended in the foundation. I used Urban Decay's Naked Skin for this and cover the whole face. Then go in under the eye and create a small triangle. Here I used LA Girl Cosmetics Pro Conceal in Light Ivory and what else? Oh no, Porcelain, that's what it is. So I used those two and put that everywhere, and then also put it a little bit on your nose and your forehead just to give it a little bit more highlight. So that way when we go in and contour, you're going to have that nice contrast. So remember also to blend everything out. Then go in with a different brush, and now we're going to apply that darker color. Here I'm using LA Girl Cosmetics again in Fawn, and I'm going to apply this into her cheekbones, her nose, her jaw, and her forehead, just to create a little bit of depth and create that lovely contour that we all love. So use brushes and blend it out. I use a brush and a beauty blender just so that way I have a really blended out line. I like everything to be really smooth and blended in so there are no lines. So that's why I use both the brush and the blender for this. We're going to do this in order to prep for baking soon, which will be coming as soon as we use the setting powder. So once you have everything completely blended in, reach for the setting powder of your choice. I will be using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. It kind of has a little bit of a yellowy tint to it, so it's not as white, so it does not make you look as pale. We're going to go in and make a small triangle under the eyes again, and this is just to set that concealer that you put under her eyes. We're not going to rub it in. As you can see with the brush, I'm kind of just setting the powder on top of that triangle that I made. Now I'm going to go in again and just place a little bit of this powder on the other spots that we put some concealer to highlight. And this again is just going to be able to bake the skin. By putting this powder there and letting it bake, the heat of the skin is just going to warm the powder into your skin, and it's going to create a nice flawless and airbrushed finish. So just go in and make sure all those lines are nice and clean and set so that way that the baking can take place. Once you have all the translucent powder set, you're going to grab a bronzer. I used Tarte's Amazon Bronze for this, and go in and just kind of set that contour and give her a little bit more bronze and glow, so that way we can blend out that powder as well and make a nice flawless finish. So after you do this, start blending everything out. That way, the baking has probably gone on for about 10 minutes at this point, but since I sped everything up, you can't tell exactly. But blend out all that powder that has been baking onto her skin. Then we're going to go in again with a different set of translucent powder. This time I'm using Makeup Forever's Micro Finish Powder. It has a little bit more of a white color to it, as you can see. So we're just going to go in here and put it under those inner corners and right under her eye to give it a really nice bright pop, and just touch up that nose highlight again. So then I'm going to go in and use the eyeshadow primer by Urban Decay and just prime the eyes. Then I'm going to go in and put Stila's eyeshadow and clay all over the entire eyelid. I'm going to just give it a nice kind of base color so we can give the eye that nice orange copper look at the end. So then I'm going to go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow and henna into the crease. I'm using a smaller brush for this so it kind of packs it on a little bit more. Then I'm going to go back in with that blending brush and just blend everything out so it has a nice smooth finish and it's not just all caked on right there. Once I've done this to both eyes, just again, remember, make sure you blend everything out super well. And then I'm going to go in and use MAC's Electric Cool eyeshadow and coil. This is going to give it a really nice kind of finish and glitter kind of effect. It's amazing. They're kind of hard to find, but if you can find them, get them. They're fabulous, as you can tell. Then we're going to go in and blend out the rest of that powder that we've had setting. Perfect. And we're just going to make sure that if there is anything left, just blend it all out. As you can see, I did her eyeliner off camera. I can do a video for this separately. Then I'm going to go in with highlighter. I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills in So Hollywood. And go in and just put this on her cheekbones and a little bit under the brows. And go in and I use a smaller brush to do it on her nose to just make the highlight a little more precise. And I also go back in with the bronzer and just kind of give it a little bit more bronze touch. set her skin a little bit, and go back in with a different highlighting brush and give it a little more highlight. As you can tell, I did her brows off camera as well. Then I'm going to go in and just give her cheeks a little bit of pop. I used NYX's Baked Blush to do this, and then just touch up that highlight one more time. As you can see, she's freaking out over it. Then I'm going to go in and measure her eyes with the eyelashes. Everybody's eyes are different, so measure your eyelashes and your eye shape before you put them on, so that way they'll fit properly and they don't hang off the edges. I'm also using a black glue to do this, so that way when it dries, it just makes the eyelashes look a lot thicker and it won't have that kind of like goopy look at the base of the lashes. And use those tweezers to push them down. Then go in with a mascara and marry those lashes together. This is just going to make them all look like one, and they won't be separated from your actual lashes. Also make sure that there's no makeup on your lips, so that way when you put lipstick on, they will be nice and ready. Then I'm going to go in with, again, it's the MAC Electric Cool Eyeshadow, but this time it is in Electric Illumination. I'm going to put this in the inner corners. As you can see, it's super glittery. I use the end of a brush for this, so it kind of packs it on. And I like to just line that waterline with a little bit of white and then just put a touch of mascara to make her eyes really pop. Then I went back in with the Boldly Bare Lip Liner by MAC and just lined her entire lip. This is just a really nice neutral color, so that way it doesn't kind of take away from that nice orange eye. Then I went in with NYX's Matte Lip Cream in number 9, Abu Dhabi, and cover her entire lip with this. Then I went back in and just kind of emphasized that lip a little bit with Spice Liner by MAC. As you can see, she's looking fabulous, and I just set the skin with the NYX Matte Setting Spray to create this amazing finish. Now we're going to move on to the hair. I have her hair wet and clean. I also put some oil and leave-in conditioner in it, so that way when we braid it and it dries, it will be nice and smooth when she takes it out and have just a fabulous wave. So brush it out and make sure there are no tangles. You're going to need to do 3 pieces for this. Instead of doing a regular braid, a French braid, which goes over, these pieces are going to go under. So by going under with your hands and the pieces, it's going to let this braid sit on top of the hair instead of under it. So that creates a cornrow. As you can see, all the sections are really clean and nice. The wet hair helps with this a lot. And take your time. I've been braiding for a long time, so remember that it's going to take a little bit of practice, but once you do get the hang of it, it's super easy. So remember, just go underhand with this, each piece, and just braid all the way down until you get to the very end of the braid. If you need any hairs to lay down, you can apply a little bit more oil or hairspray to the strands in order to get them laid down and smooth so you don't have any little crazy hairs sticking out. And just secure that braid with a little rubber band and you are done with one side. Spray everything down so that way it's just nice and smooth again. And again, we're just going to brush out that other side so there are no tangles. And as you can see, 3 pieces, and we're just going to go under with our hands. And again, it will make that braid sit on top of the hair. Use your fingers to kind of create nice little sections for the braid. As you can see, it just makes it have a nice kind of finished look when you can see the section a little bit. I prefer to see a section. You don't have to. This is just how I like to braid it. And again, if you need to, put some product onto the hair to get it to be nice and smooth and lay down flat when you braid it. The smoother that you get the hair now, when you take it out, the smoother the wave will be, and your client can just keep their hair for a few more days after and just have some fabulous mermaid hair. So braid that braid all the way down and secure it with another rubber band and just finish that hair off with some hairspray, and voila, you are done and you now have this fierce, fabulous look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please let me know what you guys would like to see next. I love doing these kind of tutorials. They're super fun, so please leave any comments or questions, and I can get back to you guys, and I can't wait to make the next one. And of course, this video would not be complete without seeing the absolutely fabulous and ever so amazing Mr. Lovely Larry Fitzgerald.